podcast of Flesh. This is Corey's Crypt.
There's BDG reviews.
All right, man. This is a first for our thing, first commentary.
Yeah,
Been trying to do this for a while now. Hopefully do a lot more after this.
yeah. Fan commentaries are always kind of fun.
Yeah, I know we had planned on doing one for an Adam Green film, which we still got to do.
Yeah,
I just figured we'd do Texas Chainsaw 2 because I got to rewatch it anyways.
yeah. And honestly, I've been wanting a reason to rewatch this.
Yeah.
You know, ever since I watched part 3 of a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see part 3 on that new Blu-ray.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, and you didn't see anything about the haloing or whatever they said?
I saw nothing. You know, honestly, mine was fine. I didn't see any problems at all. So I don't know. Maybe it was like a first run thing or something.
Yeah.
Like they corrected it later, but I didn't notice anything.
Yeah, I got mine at Grindhouse Video, so I'm curious if mine will have it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't heard anything about like recalls or anything. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
who
haven't heard
knows?
anything about it. I actually did hear that Warner Archive, I think, is doing something like a replacement disc playing thing.
Well, they won't be getting mine because mine's fine.
Yeah, even if it was just a few seconds, it just depends how bad it is. I'll know in the next few days.
Yeah.
All right, man. So I'm gonna count down to 3, 2, 1, and then I'm gonna hit play.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Meow.
Get my drink open before I play it.
Yeah.
What did the Canon logo just pop up for you?
Yep. That's always been kind of like a classy looking logo.
You know, I'm thinking about getting it tattooed eventually.
That would be kind of neat, actually. I mean, and people could always like ask like what's that? And you're like, Canon Films.
Oh yeah, no one. I doubt anybody I'll ever run into will know what it is.
Yeah. Other than like other movie and horror fans.
Yeah.
I've always liked this opening, you know, with the crawling things saying what's, you know, the history, if you will.
And every single Texas Chainsaw has it. I think,
Yeah.
Up to the remake.
Yeah.
And I like how, like, when it hits to part 4, they just don't even really care about it, though.
I know. It's kind of funny, really, when you think of it, like how, you know, part 1 and 2 sort of have a connection, but after that, they're pretty much all standalone movies.
Yeah, I kind of consider this a standalone, even though it really isn't. Like, I think it's funny they're referenced the first one in this intro, but it literally is a complete 180 from the first one.
Completely. I've always sort of thought this is like the Hollywood Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely feels canon.
Yeah, yeah. It's always kind of interesting because I always look at part 1 and part 2. You know, they're vastly different movies.
That's what I love about it, though.
Yeah. What I always find is this. I always say, you know, Texas Chainsaw 1 is a great film.
No, it's more of like just an experience. Like, I've noticed just like a breeze. Like, it's so simple, and it's over so quick.
Yeah. And I always reckon part 2 is a great movie. You know? Because, like, I always equate, like, a film is something you go and you see and you think about afterwards and whatever. And a movie is something you go, you enjoy.
Definitely.
And that's kind of it. You know? And honestly, part 2 is just, you know, it's just fun.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. I mean, part 3, too, went back to the more serious side. That's what I like, too.
Yeah.
I gotta say, though, part 2 actually has my favorite Leatherface, Bill Johnson.
I always dug Gunnar Hansen, but I don't know, the Leatherface in part 2 just seemed more, how could I put it? I don't want to say more of a threat, but he seemed more physically imposing.
Yeah, and I like the mask better, too.
Oh, well, yeah, Tom Savini made Mask, it's going to be good. Uh, Essentially, all the effects in part two are just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's definitely Leatherface for the '80s for sure. I mean,
Yeah, definitely. And also, the thing is with part two, it feels like a mask.
yeah,
It doesn't really feel like, you know, flesh put on someone's face, where the one in part one sort of does.
yeah,
So that's again kind of how I go. Kind of the more Hollywood chainsaw, if you will.
yeah.
And these guys, man.
This is one of my favorite scenes in the whole thing. Just how ridiculous it is. Two college kids and well, I
Yeah,
don't even know if they're in college, but I love
yeah,
those glasses
these
though.
preppy guys. Yeah, uh, I don't know. I'm like honestly, I know they always say Texas is big with guns and everything, but I can't believe someone driving down the road shooting off like a Magnum at signs wouldn't get pulled over by the cops at least once.
Yeah, and another thing, it's like, are we supposed to believe these two are from Texas?
I have no clue. Yeah,
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I think
I
they're
don't remember if
probably
they
from.
say it.
I don't know. We'll find out like soon enough. Um, yeah. Let's see. No, it doesn't say. There's and look at that phone.
I know, man. Dude, those glasses just scream late '80s, early '90s. I remember
Yeah.
those in school and everything.
Yeah. I remember them as well. Oh man, there's some. Look at that.
I mean, they're talking though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from Texas because they're saying we're from Wheeler High School or whatever. Like she would know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a
Man.
ridiculous. I heard Toby Hooper didn't even want to do this movie.
Uh,
Like
I,
he was
I,
forced to. Like Canon Films made him do this.
well, I could see that definitely, but also I get the idea that probably by the end he was having a great time on it
Oh yeah,
because it's just so balls to the wall crazy. Oh man,
yeah. I love this transfer though.
I know it's beautiful, isn't
You
it?
see that Beatles poster in the back of that original
Yeah,
cover art they had that was banned or whatever because of the
yeah,
Beatles.
yeah, man. It's maybe it's just me, maybe it's like being like a city guy.
Yeah.
It would never even occur to me for a second. Like I'm driving down like a country road. Hey, look, here comes a truck.
Let's play chicken with it.
Yeah, let's play chicken with it. Maybe it's because I've seen too many.
Oh, it
You
says
know,
Texas on the car. They are from
yeah,
Texas.
yeah. Still, I don't believe for a second that they wouldn't have got pulled over for shooting at road
No,
signs.
for
Like even
sure.
in
You see the
Texas.
snout. You see the snout on the mic when you look at LG's mic again. There's
Yeah.
like a horse snout or something on it.
Oh man. I honestly though, this movie has some of the the best kills in the series.
Oh, definitely. Some of the gore. I mean, LG skinned alive.
I know, and
You think this is a real building, or do you think this is just a set that was built, or what?
this I think is probably a real building. I doubt, it's a actual radio station or anything, but I bet it's just like a grocery store or something that they used.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Man, she was so hot back in the day.
she was.
She still looks really good today.
Yeah, she still does look pretty good. I
I
mean,
think the last thing I saw her in was Hatchet 3.
yeah, that was actually one of my favorite Hatchet movies.
Yeah, it was really good. I've still never seen Victor Crawley.
I haven't either. I mean, the thing is, up here for some reason we only got a DVD release.
Really?
Yeah.
Your Walmart didn't carry a Blu-ray?
No.
That's strange.
Yeah, there's just a DVD. Well, at least everywhere I've looked. So, I'm waiting to get a Blu-ray simply because, oh, here's the
I
scene.
know, this is one of my favorites. I'll
I
point you
know.
out my exact favorite scene though when it comes, but
Yeah.
this is one of them.
Yeah. I just love his reaction.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
like,
what's
are you crazy? It's
you know
like,
this role would have been
yes.
perfect for Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
It just sucks he's
That would.
ashamed of horror.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I don't get that, you know?
I know. You know what's I was watching something today and it had Tony Goldwyn in it, and
Mhm.
you know who Tony Goldwyn is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Nubbins.
Haha, nubbins.
Yeah, but Tony Goldwyn, his first movie ever was Friday the 13th Part 6.
Yeah.
And I was reading a book and they asked him, are you ashamed of playing in it or whatever? And he said, nah, he loves it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of...
I love the reveal of Leatherface here.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you always realize something, like, is up there, but then... and I love that saw.
I know how long it is.
I know, it's just like, you know...
I actually have the figure from NECA and I got it just because of that chainsaw.
That's cool. I mean...
It's nothing compared to the Part 3
I know.
chainsaw, though.
Yeah, the one that's all chromed and stuff.
And you know what I find weird about this scene, too?
Yeah.
Is Stretch, he's like arguing with him to hang up, hang up. I don't get why Stretch can't hang up herself, you know?
I don't know. I
That's
really
always
don't.
been really weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it takes two to make a phone call. I mean, is that a buzz saw? I love that.
Yeah.
Hang up, hang up, hang up. I don't get, yeah, I mean, in theory, maybe she could be wanting to call the cops or something, but...
And wouldn't you think this dude would take off these goofy-ass glasses so he could see better?
At this point, definitely. like, keep back. It's like...
One of the best gore shots in the movie is coming up.
Oh, yeah. The bisected head, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crazy. I just love that, you know, like he's using a chainsaw to cut through the side of like a Mercedes door.
I know.
It's just kind of like, damn.
Who do you think is driving the truck? Chop Top or Jim Sarnell?
I think it's probably Chop Top. I mean, just because of how like pissed off,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
so beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is practical effects at its best.
I know. Oddly enough, I heard Tom Savini's not a fan of that shot.
I think probably Tom Savini, like knowing, like how he is as like a person.
Faults. Yeah, you probably see the snout.
Yeah. That's awesome. This
know.
movie's loaded with just little things like that. Just like, you know, background things and, you know, like you could spend all day looking at the just stuff in the background.
Oh my God. One of my favorite actors of all time.
Oh yeah, Dennis Hopper.
The suit looks a little small for him, but that's okay.
Yeah. I tell you what, coming up is my favorite line in the movie. Just where, you know, where he's talking to the guy. He's like, it's just some kids having fun being wild. And it's like, yeah, one of them kids so wild sawed his own head off. Oh, man. I from what I remember, I think, if I remember right, Tobe Hooper is actually one of those guys working on the cars.
Really? I know he has a cameo coming up.
Yeah, and from what I remember, I could be remembering this wrong, but it's
I know he has a cameo up like in the dorm or something where Dennis Hopper's at.
I think he's the guy that's on the ground, like working on the car, because I seem to remember him saying whatever, you know, that like he never looked at the camera or whatever for his cameo.
Wow. So
you know, like,
do you remember the cameo in the hall where he's wearing like a hat with 2 Dr. Peppers on it?
Yeah, I seem to remember that. Well, I remember that like person. I think I just don't remember.
Yeah, you'll know when you see him. It's coming up like when Stretch goes to visit Dennis Hopper
Yeah, there it is, the greatest line. Well, those boys so wild, sewed his own head off. He went 90 miles an hour. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll send you my
Seriously.
favorite line when it comes up.
Yeah, and then they all turn back. That's great. It's like, oh, oh, man.
He's got to
This,
be the one like kneeling down near the tire.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I seem to remember him saying, like, like he was in this scene, if I remember. Like I said, it's been a long time since I listened to the commentary.
Yeah.
So, this is just going from, like, from memory.
Have you seen this transfer yet, or is this your first time seeing this Scream version?
No, I've seen this transfer before, and I never noticed that before.
What,
Looks
that
like
leather bag?
the guy on that guy right there. If he's got like a hickey on his neck or something. On the right hand side, it's kind of like red. It's kind of funny.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
could be just collar.
it could be,
Scratching.
yeah. But it's amazing to think, like a movie from, when was this released? 80,
6, I think.
86? Yeah, 86. And now we're seeing it on Blu-ray, and, we're seeing just little things like that and everything.
Oh, yeah. I think the Blu-ray really shines when they go to the lair.
Oh, definitely.
And
Definitely.
that's where the Rob Zombie influences definitely come in.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
Because that's got to be where he got the House of a Thousand Corpse idea, like the finale of that movie.
yeah, I'm quite sure.
There's Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't cans, horns, whatever.
Yeah. Well, close enough.
Although, they said Toby Hooper during the filming of this had always had a Dr. Pepper in hand and a cigar.
Well,
And another fact about that is Dennis Hopper, I guess they said he used to, between every take, he'd spin around in a bunch of circles and then answer the door to look like real messed up like that.
well, from what I know, yeah, he was definitely a method actor, so
Oh, yeah.
it's like, he's just a great actor, let's be honest.
I know.
He's one of those people that elevates a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I bet you if Dennis Hopper wasn't in this movie, it would be kind of like, I don't want to say forgotten, but it would be like along the lines of Texas Chainsaw 3.
Definitely. I wonder why he even did this.
I don't know. All I can think is maybe they offered him a ridiculous amount of money. But then
Maybe.
again, it's canon. I mean, they weren't really known for like $100 million budgets or anything.
I think the first time they offered someone a ton of money was Sylvester Stallone
Yeah,
for Over the Top.
yeah. I wonder if maybe he owed someone a favor.
Maybe.
And then they called it in. They're like, you know what?
Because he was a notorious drug addict, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, after Easy Rider, there's a documentary called American Dreamer, and it's it's out on Blu-ray now actually from Shout Factory, but it's Dennis Hopper follows him after the filming of Easy Rider.
Oh,
And
that's
he
cool.
lived on a compound in the desert, and it was really weird. He was
Yeah.
a gun freak, doing heroin and stuff.
Oh, man. I mean, he's one of those actors that you just feel, was genuinely like a badass in real life.
Oh yeah, he definitely he was riding choppers and stuff. That wasn't just for the movie. He actually did that.
Yeah. I mean, you see some actors that play
That's a
badasses.
lot of fries.
That is, honestly, the first time I saw that, I thought, I kind of want to try to do that.
I know. Does this dude not look like Bob Shea to you?
He totally does. Completely.
Yeah, every time I see it, I think of Bob Shea.
Yeah. Oh man. What I always find funny about this movie is the fact that, well, we'll talk more about it when we get to the part.
I want that giant ass cactus. It looks just like a young Bob Shea.
Yeah. It always kind of confuses me. Like later on when he ends up getting skinned, we'll go more into it when the time comes, whatever.
How he's just standing there talking and...
But, well, it's just for me the fact that she doesn't really seem to recognize him at first. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's
Good
obviously
Lord.
him. And look at that chili.
It's them hard peppercorns.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, this is kind of the reason why I think that, Chop Top was driving the truck during the kill scene, just because, when he hears the recording of the killing on the way back, he's all pissed off and everything, right? So
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
yeah. Great Sawyer, yay.
What's cool is this was the only returning actor from the first one.
Yeah. And well, I mean, it's the sort of thing, I mean, they pretty much
There's no one else they could bring back.
No, they could have brought Gunnar Hansen. I think they tried to get him, if I remember right. But for some, I think he wanted too much money or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Last year we lost Gunnar Hansen and Toby Hooper?
Yeah.
Or it could have been like 2 years ago we lost Gunnar Hansen.
Yeah, I think we lost him the same year we lost Marilyn Burns.
Oh, and Marilyn Burns, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's one of
Ed
those
O'Neill at least still alive? Because I think every teen in that movie or every victim is dead.
Yeah. I think Ed O'Neill might still be alive, yeah.
He's got to be the only one living because I know Franklin and all the others are dead.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, but they've gone down in history, haven't they?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love this scene.
Oh, yeah, cut right chainsaws.
I know. Just him just testing the weights of them and just
Yeah.
I know he just plops money on the counter and doesn't say anything.
Yeah. What I always like about this scene is it's kind of like that scene in, in Phantasm 2, where they're putting together all the weapons and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like the montage type scene like that. I love scenes like that.
Oh, yeah, the gearing up montage scenes.
Yeah, I love them.
And wait, you think that parade happened to be there, or you think he set that up?
I think it was probably just going past. I think they were probably there, and he was like, hey, can you go past again? Like we got it in one scene, go past again. I'll give you $10 or something. Either that or that he hired a school band or something.
Yeah, that just seems weird to hire that. It must have just been chance by going by.
I would assume so. I mean, well, I say that, but I mean, I've said before, all the stuff in the background and everything in this movie, maybe it was all thought out.
Yeah.
And there are all the chainsaws.
So badass. Makes me want to get one to hang up.
I know, just kind of for the hell of it.
I know.
I know there's a guy...
the money down.
Yeah. There's a guy online somewhere. I forget where I saw it, but what he does is he buys old, beat down chainsaws and then makes Texas Chainsaw versions.
Yeah, I know I see on Facebook all the time people making them, but I think they want a fortune for them.
That's usually, well, that's the thing, that's kind of also with when you see the Freddy Krueger gloves.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but I would never pay that much for a Freddy Krueger glove.
No.
I mean, you can just get one from NECA, but NECA doesn't make a full-size chainsaw,
No.
They should, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely make their money.
I mean, they could make an all-plastic one for $120. I mean,
yeah,
if they made a full-size one from Part 3, I'd get
that
it for
would
sure.
Be awesome. I'd get that, and I'd put it in a glass case.
Oh yeah.
And just kind of have it. I just love this. He puts on the sunglasses. He's like, okay.
Yeah, it makes everything look way more badass once he puts them shades on.
Yeah. Oh. And I just love his way of testing them.
Oh yeah, he's like pissed while doing it.
Yeah. And what makes it great is the fact that, also let's also consider the fact that, the way he's testing these by like whacking them and everything, like, yeah, he's going to be using them for combat and everything, but he's probably going to really mess up those chainsaws before he's even actually got them.
The dude looks like he's like having an orgasm watching
Yeah.
it.
Oh, my aching banana? What kind of a line was that?
Is that with my aching banana?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, this is awesome.
Look at him.
Damn, what's he doing? Oh man. Ooh, yeah. Well, I mean, it would certainly make your day, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Dude, if I was walking by and I saw it, I'd have to stop and stare.
Yeah, just be like, what the hell's going on? I just find this so funny. It's a radio station with apparently with a gun shop around the corner. I just find that so. I don't know. It could be just something in Texas. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I've never been to Texas, so I don't know.
neither
But
have I.
it just seems kind of, like, here we go. It's a radio station. Well, I'll put a gun store around the corner too. It's just what we do down here. Oh man. Well, you just figure it out. I love that.
Yeah, he's such a badass.
He is, and then the thing is, there's still a charm there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd love to know why he made this movie.
yeah. I mean,
Although he did do David Lynch movies too. He may just be a fan.
yeah, it's certainly possible. I mean, yeah, and I mean, he wasn't a young man when he did this either, was he? I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
He was
What year
probably
was Blue Velvet?
Blue Velvet. I think was it 88? I think.
So it was after this.
I think it was. I'll just check. Blue Velvet. I don't know why I spelled Blue Velver, but Blue Velvet. 1986, same year.
Wow, he must have just been on a horror kick this year.
He must have. Well, hey.
Pull up a Dennis Hopper filmography. See if there's any other horror on it.
Yeah, I'll take a look. Because he definitely has the, like, intensity and whatever for horror.
God, that bandana around the ankle is cringy. That's definitely an 80s thing.
Yeah, definitely.
That was like what you see Poison and Motley Crue and them doing.
Yeah, definitely. Hopper.
I like how he's got this giant-ass trophy in the passenger seat, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, here it is.
Yep. Chili's still just sweltering in it.
So what makes that really funny is, that's like ground up people.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Filmography. Let's see. Awards, films. There we go. Um, uh,
I like how in the original, he's like poor as hell, got the beat up old 50s truck.
Yeah, and now
he's got a nice, a refrigerated truck with a car phone and everything.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, really. Yeah. Blue Velvet, Texas Chainsaw 2.
I love that, you fudge packers.
That's a great
Big
line.
ass chili stain on his lapel.
Oh man.
This is a food truck before food trucks were popular.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, so it seems really like for horror, you know, this and oh well, he was in The Crow, Wicked Prayer.
Uh, that,
It's just,
I gotta know why he played in that.
that I think that was
Toby
probably
Hooper must have been a big ZZ Top fan because she was wearing a ZZ Top shirt the first time you see her, and in the
yeah,
background there was a vinyl copy of ZZ Top's. I forget the name of the album, but it has the car on it.
yeah, yeah. I know the one. Uh, oh, according to this, there's a new movie with him coming out.
It's got to be like an old movie because he's dead.
Yeah, it says 2018. The Other Side of the Wind. It's in post production. It was his final film role.
Wow. Who's releasing it? Does it say?
Um, Not that I can see. I don't know. Oh, and he was in Land of the Dead too. How could I have forgot that? Well,
Man, I haven't seen. I don't even think I've seen Land of the Dead.
it's kind of forgettable.
I remember when it came out. I think I actually have the comic of it. What did Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper play?
He played the what was it, the sort of like the main like bad guy.
Does he get zombified?
Um, he kind of gets, if I remember right, I think he gets blown up. I think. Yeah, he's in like a car, and Tom Savini, who's been zombified, shoves a gas thing into the car and like fills it up with gas, if I remember right.
I may have to check that out just because of him.
Yeah, I mean it's okay, but it's not. It's a weaker one, you know.
Oh yeah, we're about to get the introduction to a chop top. I think here.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
love when he's like, goodbye.
Yeah.
He's like, goodbye,
Yeah, you're like,
goodbye.
goodbye. Oh man.
And then I remember this is I think Leatherface jumping out was one of the biggest jump scares. Like it
Yeah.
gets me every time. It'll probably get me this time.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing. Especially the first time you see it.
Oh yeah.
You know, because you know you're seeing like the threat from Chop Top. You're not expecting, him to come flying in from the side. Oh man.
There we go. That typewriter looks just like the one from The Shining.
I wonder if that was a conscious choice.
I don't know. I am curious because it looks like the exact same one. Like same
Yeah.
color and everything.
Yeah, I always wonder with stuff like that, like whether, maybe the set designer was like, you know what? Oh, I love that shot, the zoom shot we just got.
Oh yeah.
It's just one of those
That's what
those
makes me
shots.
think this could be a real studio is because of them walls, those soundproof carpet
Yeah.
walls.
Just stick carpet on the walls, yeah. It could be.
And it is cool they added a metal sliding door, kind of
Yeah.
throwback to the first.
Yeah. You know what I always find kind of funny here? When after Leatherface comes in and she's like leaning back and he has the chainsaw like on her and everything. If you notice I'm pretty sure her shorts get shorter.
Really?
I mean, because if you look at how the length they are now and the length they are for that scene, there's a lot more.
I'll have to see him again. I never
Yeah.
noticed that.
I just sort of really kind of noticed it now. I mean, I'd sort of thought before like, oh, that's kind of weird, but
It's crazy. This is the birth of Bill Moseley.
yeah. Yeah, you see how short they are now.
Yeah.
Just watch the scene. They're essentially like cutoffs almost, like right up there. It could just be, a trick of the editing or whatever, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Oh man. Yeah. Bill Moseley is he's like a national treasure.
Oh yeah.
It's funny me saying that considering I'm not American, but but he is, he's like awesome.
Yeah. With this Blu-ray too, you could tell he's wearing a lot of makeup there.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, that wig though.
And you can see his real hair coming underneath it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not even trying.
Yeah, this is so gross too.
Oh yeah, oh.
What is it supposed to be? Like just flesh, or is it just supposed to be like gunk, like infection or something? I don't even know.
I don't know. From what I've always thought like, it's grown over with skin and everything, and it's itching, so he's using that. And then afterwards, once the cut gets there, he's got stuff he can pick off and then eat for some reason.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised, they should have, this movie should have, like, if I was Scream Factory, I would have tried to get Rob Zombie to do a commentary for this.
That would be cool. I mean, that would have really...
Like Adam Green does commentaries for Friday the 13th and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no way this isn't one of Zombie's favorite movies.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, it's just so...
I love that. Oh, Mr. Sharp.
Oh, man. I still always reckon when you watch, like, Rob Zombie's, like, early movies and everything, that he should have been the one to direct the Texas Chainsaw remake.
Yeah. Yeah. It
as
definitely
opposed
fits more
to the Halloween. Yeah. Because,
I love this right here. I think this is it.
Yeah. E-X-I-T. Exit. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, good night.
Good night.
You notice he's got the same facial birthmark as the hitchhiker?
Yeah. That was one thing that always, when I first saw it when I was like a kid, I always wondered, like, is he supposed to be the same character? But then, I remember, like, no, he got ran over at the end of the other one.
Yeah, that's what Nubbins is.
Yeah, and it actually took me a while to figure out that Nubbins was supposed to be the...
Oh, yeah, me too. What's cool, got the armadillo there. Probably placed there for the first one.
Yeah. Oh, man. You just gotta love the little bits of, like, set dressing and everything. And, like, look at that necklace. Those are teeth on that necklace.
Really?
Look, if you look closely at the right-hand side, they look like, I think they're teeth.
Yeah. I'm
so
curious who the people are behind them. Oh, I think they're actually real musicians. Never mind.
Yeah. I wonder, though, whether they picked
Buddy Holly's there.
Yeah. I wonder if they picked certain pictures just kind of for the hell of it, or whether it was just like, give me a bunch of pictures of old musicians and we'll put them up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was like, family or something from cast or something.
Yeah.
He got cast. Did you hear he got cast just because he made like a short called The Texas Chainsaw Manicure? Oh, man.
Oh,
so he got me.
Oh. Oh.
That's the first time you see the shaking the chainsaw over the head real quick.
Yeah.
There's Bruce Springsteen. You got that.
Yeah. And it's like, no, I'll just close this door. I love, though, that, I love that this Leatherface, just will, like, go through walls and everything,
Oh, yeah.
There's... The Leatherface in the original was more nam flashback. I love that. Oh.
You know what's also strange? In the first one, they never mention anything about Leatherface. Now they call him just Leatherface.
Yeah. It was... did he even have a name in the original?
No, they didn't call him anything. I think they called him, like, names.
Yeah. And in this, he's got Leatherface. Doesn't he have Bubba also?
Yeah, Bubba,
Oh, there he eats it.
Yeah, it's nasty, man.
Yeah.
It is good makeup effects, though.
Oh yeah, I mean it looks like an actual like plate in someone's head. You know, and
I love that line.
yeah. Oh
You ever
man.
listen to Primus?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
actually sampled that phrase. I forget what song it is, but they use that in the beginning. That dog will hunt.
That's great. I mean, you know,
Which
you
this movie
gotta
definitely fits Primus's music too.
yeah, definitely. I gotta love that going through the records. Because the funny thing is, you know he probably stole a bunch of them. You know,
Who? Oh, in the
Chop
movie?
Top.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know he probably took a bunch of them home with him. Right. Oh.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that he's spending so much time, trying to cut through a metal door before he kind of like realizes like, oh, wait a minute. There's like a wood wall over here.
They make him such like a doofus in this though. I mean, he's still
Yeah.
menacing, but
Well, the thing is, I've always kind of reckoned before, you got three types of horror, like, main characters, like villains. You got kind of like the unstoppable machine type thing, so you got like your Jason and you got your Michael Myers. Then you got like your Leatherface, which is he's essentially a child.
oh yeah. Well,
You
Gunnar
know,
Hansen, he said straight up, I don't like to use this word, but he said he played him as a retard.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing, like the whole idea that like he's just some guy being like manipulated by smarter people.
Yeah, definitely. This one definitely shows he's manipulated for sure.
Yeah, I just love this scene. He's like, what are you doing over there? He doesn't notice, anything. Like, and yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
He's
it's
still
taking
there.
him.
Yeah, yeah. Like my plate, you dog dick. That's a great line.
See, this is exactly Rob Zombie feeling.
Yeah.
Just beating him with the
Yeah.
hammer.
That's a scene I always find kind of, I don't want to say difficult to watch, but it feels like, like everyone's hit their, like, thumb with a hammer at some point.
Oh yeah. What's crazy about this is
You know?
it's like so over the top, but it's really dark too.
Yeah. Why did he just shout Ho Chi Minh? I guess flashbacks again. One and a two and a three. Oh,
See,
and
I
there's
wish...
a twitch.
Oh, there you go. I mean, he shakes the saw around more than actually slicing people.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah,
Old
and
Mountain
it's
Dew.
like taking him this long to realize, oh, wait a minute, there's like a wood wall.
What is that she's holding? Is that
I
like a
think
little bow and arrow or something?
no, I think it's like a for picking up blocks of ice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now look at her shorts.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure
Because
they're
they were
even
more like
shorter.
mid-thigh.
Yeah, they're kind of even shorter, in the next scene.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. What I'm curious about is that bottle. Oh,
Yeah.
and then walls are like cardboard.
Yeah. I just love how long it took him, to realize, And I gotta love the
Jeez.
soundproofing.
They even got egg cartons all over the... That's so brutal
Yeah,
looking.
I know. That's, like I said,
I
oh,
forgot how brutal that is.
I mean, and really, you're not really seeing anything. You're seeing the hammer come down. You're not actually seeing it connect, not properly.
I heard that...
Just,
I love that close-up of that mask. I
yeah,
heard Toby Hooper had done this scene because people weren't getting the people were getting the sexual undertones. Yeah, those are shorter for sure.
yeah, like by like a lot.
That mask is sick. You can even see the hair and stuff on the bottom of the near
Yeah,
the chin area.
it's this reaction. You know, like, oh yeah, oh well, there's no one around.
Man, I Spooky Empire. Bill Johnson was there, but that hurricane
Yeah,
we had messed it, canceled it or whatever. I
yeah,
wish I definitely want to meet him before
yeah.
he passes. Like, I want to get a poster of the original cover art with the Breakfast Club.
That's a great poster. It really is. Come on,
Did your
cat,
version
get
have a
off the
slip
table.
cover or no?
No, I didn't get the slipcover with mine.
No, neither did
Uh,
I. But did you leave the original art or did you reverse it?
I've kept the new art. I mean,
That old art's too good though.
it is. It's great. I wish I'd got a slipcover because I would have swapped it around. One thing I've always thought about slipcovers, I always kind of hate it when they do a slipcover of the same cover art that is on the movie.
Oh
Damn
yeah.
it, cat, get off the table.
The thing with slipcovers, I wish like I got the new Suspiria
Yeah,
2 disc set from Synapse.
yeah,
And what sucks is I love the original art, but
yeah,
the new art is amazing too. I wish they would have had like a slip of the new art and then so I could reverse and keep the new art.
yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing, like push comes to shove, you can like make custom slips.
Really?
They're not very easy to make. Yeah, man, those are much shorter, those shorts.
I know. What's weird is like if you were to watch this movie with like a family member or something, this scene is so awkward.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like just I can't believe they did that for like this long too.
Yeah. I mean, they just kind of keep going on.
Like
It's
they
like man, he's
But dude, you just think imagine if you turn that thing on.
yeah. Oh man.
Is that supposed to be like him orgasming or something?
I think so. I mean, like, and there he goes, and there are those egg cartons again. I wonder whether you could actually use egg cartons for soundproofing.
Oh, people do.
And does it actually work?
I think so. Like I know a lot of rap studios and stuff. Like when they record at home, they put like egg cartons all over the walls or like the cup holders McDonald's gives you.
Yeah.
They put
Yeah.
staple those to the walls.
Well, hey, I guess if it works, you know. I love the fact that she's freaking out, but he's doing all this like away from her.
That is so goofy. Like
Yeah, it's like yes.
I would love to be in the room when with the Anaheim Golem and the Globus guy from Canon the first
Yeah.
time they saw this, expecting like a scary sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Now he's calling him Bubba.
Yeah. Oh man. She was my fave, but she knew. Oh man.
What do you think Chop Top's favorite band is, judging by how he looks there?
I'm gonna
Like
say
Bob Dylan or something?
I think Bob Dylan would be a bit too high
Soft.
class for him. Yeah, no, I would go with
Like Foghat or something?
yeah, definitely. You know, or like hell, some old like CCR or something.
Yeah. Maybe some Sabbath. No, he seems too hippie-ish for Sabbath.
Yeah. Or even I don't know. I just love that he comes back and takes the hat. You know, I love that it's like an afterthought, but they still filmed it and everything.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
crazy that out of all these people, like Bill Moseley is
I
still the
know.
one getting like all the movies now. Like even now, like everyone's stoked for Three from Hell.
Well, I think the thing is, he's fully accepted, you know, his place in like the horror world.
I don't know. You know what I love? Like I think is crazy. Like most Hollywood mainstream actors, they phase out after a few years, except if you're like Robert De Niro or something like that.
Yeah.
But like horror actors, you'll like never phase out, you know?
Yeah, indeed. That I always remember when I read Bruce Campbell's biography,
Yeah.
you know, and he always said, you know, like he's a working actor. He's always working on stuff.
Yeah, he always plays himself though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Even in like Burn Notice, he
Yeah,
plays himself.
yeah. Essentially, it's like, here's the character, but it's actually Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, it's like Will Ferrell. Every
Yeah,
comedy he's in, he's Will Ferrell.
yeah. I mean, there've always kind of been actors like that. Like,
Adam
what's his name?
Sandler.
Yeah, and hell, even back like what's his name? John Wayne.
Oh yeah, of
John
course.
Wayne was always John Wayne, no matter what role he played, be it if he was a general in World War II or a cowboy,
The
he was
silent,
always John Wayne.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, I it could be argued that it's sort of the mark of like a lesser actor,
yeah. They
but
call
if
it
you're
one trick pony.
yeah, but if you're getting jobs and you're doing the work and everything, my cat is trying to eat my microphone. Stop it, goofy
I'm
ass cat.
shocked mine hasn't come out asking for treats. Usually about 2 in the morning,
Yeah,
it'll start meowing for treats. Because I'm actually recording in the living room.
yeah,
You know what? Have you seen the Horrors Hallowed Ground that came with this release?
yeah.
Have you seen this like location, what it is now?
If I remember right, isn't it like pretty much like nothing? Like
It's like a
everything's
tiny parking lot.
yeah. There's like nothing left of it, and it's a damn shame.
I know.
You know, I've always thought, you know, certain like unique buildings from cinema history, they should try to keep, and this should have been they should have tried to keep this
Oh yeah. That
because
fun
you know,
park.
I
I
mean,
wonder if
hell,
they built this for this. I know they built the underground set,
yeah,
but
I think the actual park was like an old park. You know, like
I wonder
I
what
know
these are supposed to be.
I've never been able to figure it out. Maybe it's like a tunnel, but like with all the stuff taken off of it, maybe,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
maybe
that
some
could
kind
be it,
of
yeah.
maybe some kind of like botanical tunnel or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I love that he's driving through it. You know, I just love that, like that. You know, here comes the good guy, but he's driving like as if he was the bad guy. I say good guy, but let's be honest, he's not really a good guy in this movie, is he?
Who? Dennis Hopper?
Yeah, I mean,
He's kind of like an anti-hero.
Yeah, he totally uses her for bait.
Oh yeah. This is
And
definitely
then,
where you get into the Rob Zombie influence.
yeah,
This is like Dr. Satan's lair.
yeah, well, same color scheme and everything, yeah.
Yeah, and there's actually a scene that's going to come up that is a direct similarity to Devil's Rejects. I thought that was a Terminator hand for a second.
Yeah, I just love that, you know, he's holding like someone's arm and he's like, come on, like grab a hold. And it's like even if you do, the hand is going to
Would
come
break,
off.
yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is where the movie gets like real fun.
Yeah. This is where it changes from like semi-realistic,
This is where it just gets balls to the wall crazy.
yeah, into complete, you know,
I love
craziness.
Leatherface when he gets that little tiny mini like turkey carving saw.
That's awesome. Because it's just, you know, it's almost like he's playing like homemaker or something.
Yeah.
Like it's time to, you know, cut up the roast, go do it.
Still holding it.
What, did he just realize now it was an arm?
Jeez. You know, after this movie, I'm gonna try to like go on YouTube or something to see if there's an interview with Dennis Hopper or something about this.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a special feature on here with him.
I don't know. I'll take a look. Commentary. View behind the mask. Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
I'm curious if he was still living, if he would have came if he would have like done a commentary for Scream Factory or an interview.
I think maybe he might have done an interview.
I
I
know
don't
not a
think he had done.
commentary, but
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of like the older like actors and directors and everything don't. I always find it funny though that he's running in screaming and shouting. He's like, yeah, you're totally giving away that you're there. You know, the element of surprise is very much gone at this point.
I know. And he's like, walk. That looks badass right there.
That does. That looks
Giant
just
Indian hand.
yeah. And it's like you see that, and then you think to yourself, like, now, what would this have been? You know, like if this was a real like amusement park or whatever, would this have been like a House of Horrors,
I know.
or would it have been like I don't know, like
I love that painting on the wall too.
Yeah, I just love what's behind it.
I don't remember what's behind it.
Well, you're gonna find out pretty damn soon.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it's just kind of like you would have thought it would smell.
Yeah, actually, I like the chains and his
Yeah,
like bullets.
yeah. I
Like
mean,
he's
I don't
gonna
know what
sit there and take the chainsaw apart there and put new
I
chains
know.
on it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass.
Now, and you can't tell me that wouldn't stink.
Oh, that would. Oh, definitely.
You know, the look on his face kind of says it. It's the devil's playground. Oh man.
I love that down to hell.
Yeah.
You don't even care that Caroline Williams down there. He's bringing it down.
Yeah. Well, that's again the thing that I was saying. He's not really a hero, is he? I mean, he's just kind of almost. I don't know whether you'd say suicidal at this point.
Oh, definitely.
But I mean, running through screaming and everything.
Yeah, he's doing whatever he can to bring him down.
Yeah. And he's gonna love that, like, skeleton just hanging there.
Yeah, this place would reek so bad.
It would. It definitely would. I mean, there'd be, like, no way that...
See, I love this legs, and then you see, like, actual sausage and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there'd be no way, like, when she wakes up, like, right here, that,
the smell
she wouldn't be
knock
like...
you out again.
Yeah. Yeah. Or at the very least, you'd be covering your mouth because it's that vile...
I think this is where you see him, like, playing mom or something.
Yeah.
You know what's strange? They didn't give him different masks like the first one, like the pretty woman mask and the grandma mask.
Yeah, and I mean, hell, they did it in a lot of the sequels too.
You mean part 4?
They did in part 4. That was kind of...
The girl, shut up and sit down. And when he sits down, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I love this.
Here it is.
He comes in with this little saw. He's like, nah. You gotta love that, even here, he's still essentially using a chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
Admitted, it's like a meat cutter or whatever, but
Be honest, I know the first one's a classic, but which one do you like better, the first one or this one? Like if you had to bring one to a desert island with you.
I'd have to go with this one, probably.
Yeah, me too. It's just more fun. There's so much stuff in the background.
Yeah, it's more entertaining.
Yeah.
But the first one is just relentless and brutal, and it's just. I
like all these skulls in the wall behind him. You see?
Yeah.
It?
Yeah.
This I like
it's this here, like the fact that she doesn't realize that this is
LG.
Yeah, she doesn't, I love that. Like, he goes in like he's going to, like, I don't know what he thinks he's going to do with that, but I don't know, honestly, like, what he plans to do with the skin. I'm assuming he's going to make another mask with it, but...
Yeah, I think that's what, yeah.
Oh, he's like, oh, look at that. I don't know
like
if that's...
how it comes off like butter, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's one thing I've always thought would be kind of neat. Like if you had like a, oh, like look at that. Just pulling off the big jump. He's like, oh, here's a good one. You know, my thought is always like, you would think, like Leatherface, his mask, like at some point you'd maybe see like a tattoo on it or something.
Have they done that before?
I don't think so. I think it would be cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like,
You know,
I know Jeepers Creepers.
yeah.
Don't they do something like that?
Yeah, he like makes like throwing stars, and one of them has
Yeah,
like
it's a tattoo. Yeah.
yeah, has the guy's tattoo on.
See, this is the part that reminds me just like Devil's Rejects. Remember when Bill Moseley puts that skin, the face on the girl, and she goes running out?
Yeah.
Well, remember when he puts the face on Caroline Williams?
Yeah.
If you look at it, when he puts the face on Caroline Williams with the hat, it looks just like that girl from Devil's Rejects.
Yeah. I love that he grabs his big hatchet and he's like, oh, hello. Oh, it's you. Like, I know what I'll do. I'll give you a new face.
You know what's funny is I'm part of this like Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan group on Facebook, and I don't ever post or anything like that. I just look at what people post.
Yeah.
And there's like people that collect costumes, and there's this one dude who posted the other day. He's like, "Oh, it's been a few days since I wore my costume. I need to put it back on." And I'm like, "Dude, you wear it that often where you're jonesing to wear it after a few days?" I mean,
well, I mean, it would certainly be an experience, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And like people go crazy over that stuff, like that tie. Like I see posts all the time. They're, "Oh, where can I find that tie?" and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I just love that Drayton Sawyer is wearing like, I don't even know what you'd call that, but it has like a bow tie with it.
Oh yeah, I never even noticed that. It's like a Michael Myers outfit with a bow tie.
Yeah, with a bow tie. Oh man.
I hope the new Halloween he's wearing a bow tie. I hope that's what they mean by making it a little different.
Yeah, he's just going. Yeah, he goes around wearing like a top hat and tails, and the mask, and the bow tie.
You know what's funny about this Leatherface? I heard. I saw an interview with Bill Johnson. He said there's a stunt double that plays some of the Leatherface scenes, like when the big fight's going on. That's not Bill Johnson, and supposedly that chainsaw looked just like Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
Supposedly, but that chainsaw was like over 75 pounds, and it broke the stunt double's wrist.
That's saying something right there, isn't it? I mean,
I guess Bill Johnson just couldn't even lift it above his head like that long.
Yeah. This is like yeah, just stay there.
See, the way that mask looks on her, especially when he puts the hat, it's a complete identical. You know that girl I'm talking about in Devil's Rejects, right? She gets hit by the bus.
I love that scene.
It's one of my favorite scenes in that movie.
Because, it's just one of those scenes kind of like she's been through hell and then she just gets unceremoniously splattered by a bus.
I think, it's also reminiscent to the first Texas Chainsaw, too.
Yeah.
You think about how dark this is, though. She's forced to wear her best friend's face.
I know. When you actually think about it like in that way, it's kind of, it is twisted. I mean, we know it's twisted.
Yeah, I'd love to see what this movie would be like if there was no joking in it, though. Like if they just took it serious, really chilling score.
Yeah. It would be a very different movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Like I'd be interested to see it, like how Bill Johnson would play the character, not like a complete imbecile.
Yeah. That's one thing I've always thought that would be kind of I find that funny that she put her own arms behind her back.
Yeah. It'd be funny if he just raped her.
Oh, well, yeah. But then he'd bring out the chainsaw and he'd go with the chainsaw. Well,
I would say I don't mean to offend anybody, but if anyone's listening to this, I doubt they get offended by that.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing, I mean, like, oh man, look at this. It's like, dude, she's totally wearing like her friend's face. I don't think she doesn't even really realize at this point, does she, that it's...
I love this. Dude, just,
yeah.
Hey.
And he just, like,
It actually looks realistic though. Look at that arm.
it does. Oh, and he just says something, he's like, damn.
Is that a
Yeah.
face crawler tattooed on his arm?
Uh,
I think it was. I wonder if they show it again.
what- Look at that. Yeah, that is how you do flayed.
I know, that looks so good. Tom Savini's the master.
He is. I mean, he's a bit of a jerk,
Oh
but
yeah, I mean, he thinks he is the greatest, but he is the greatest, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's
I think
not.
that's a face. No, it's an eagle. It looked like a face hugger from Alien for a second.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Like with the tail and everything.
Yeah. Oh,
I
and
love that.
yeah, when he stands up and you see just how much.
There's no way you'd be able to stand up.
Yeah, well, you'd have to be a tough son of a bitch to say the least.
And
And I
LG
love.
don't give that vibe.
Yeah. I love this, the fact, she's like
She's wearing
realizes
his
who he
hat.
is, you know, but she still backs up.
I know, and she's wearing his hat and didn't realize it was
Yeah.
LG.
And his face. Oh man. I always was expecting when I first saw this for just him to say something like, "You're looking good, girl."
Yeah, like to hit on her again.
Yeah, yeah, just even if it's just like out of force of habit or something.
Yeah.
But I guess the thing is, in theory, he could maybe survive this. Maybe. Because he's not, like, overly bleeding.
Yeah, in the movie, but I think in real life, if you
In
did
real,
that,
yeah, you'd probably, yeah.
you'd be,
But I
you'd be
mean,
dead. It'd be shock. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, yeah, I guess
He's
that's
been
kind of
scalped.
here. Yeah. Because, I mean,
And what else is weird is when he fillets them, the skin comes off like butter, but
I know what
the
you
eye
mean.
skin and everything is still hanging on.
Yeah, well, maybe he did that on purpose to, if he planned to use the face as a mask.
That just looks so good, though.
Yeah.
And she's just now taking the face off.
Yeah, she spent the whole time with him. You gotta love how little blood she has on her face. She's been wearing her friend's skinned face for like 5 minutes.
Back on.
Yeah. Like, here you go. Well, they make sure that ear's on right.
It actually, if you look at the way the eyes are, it looks like the mask from Texas Chainsaw 3D.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Every movie has a totally different looking mask.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of thing. Some go very realistic. Some go like the one in the original was pretty damn.
I think that's most realistic.
Yeah.
What do you think of the third one, though?
I like the mask in the third one, but I don't know. It's not as iconic as either part 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like part 1 or 2, you show any of those masks and people are like, oh, okay, yeah, that's from Texas Chainsaw 1.
Yeah.
Where for Texas Chainsaw 3, you'd know it was Leatherface.
Yeah.
But, you wouldn't know if it was like a mask someone had just made.
See that wall she's standing in front of? That just seems like they wouldn't be able to make that wall like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that looks like something you'd see at like Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Yeah, maybe that's the idea. Like I said, if this was like a House of Horrors or something originally.
Makes it look like it's like a set or something.
Yeah, so they just follow you home, Wrecker. Oh, man.
Also, with this grandpa, has anybody said like why he looks 100 years dead? You know what I mean?
I don't know. And here's one thing I've always wondered. Like the dead grandma in the attic, essentially?
Yeah, which one was that in?
In this one, right at the top of the like hill or whatever. Oh, look at that! I never noticed that before. They just have some guy on a spit roast.
Yeah, yeah, I never noticed that either. I wonder who was drinking Big Red.
I'm thinking it was probably Chopped Up, considering how he's acting right now.
Yeah.
But then again, he was acting that way before also.
Yeah, he acts like that in House of a Thousand Corpse and Devil's Rejects.
Yeah. Hell, maybe it's just Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
So
just
he's
his
still
natural
chopping shit
reaction.
down, but ain't nothing came down.
Yeah,
The only
and
thing
I love
coming
it
down is dirt.
that they haven't even noticed. You know?
Look at that cow skull though, with like a human skull in the mouth of it.
Yeah, that's just kind of
It would have been so
cool.
fun just to walk around this set.
Oh yeah, I bet it would have like you would have felt like it was like grimy. Like, get that thing out of here! It's like
Yeah, he's always complaining like, "Look what your brother did to the door."
I love that.
I love too when he
Oh,
gets a chainsaw to the ass.
oh yeah, and it's just like it's just his reaction is like, well, pay your taxes, and and then you get like a chainsaw to the ass or
Is that
whatever.
a giant starfish behind her? I wonder if they'll show. No, they won't show it again. It looked like a giant starfish.
Oh,
Man, every time you watch this, you can see something different in this set.
yeah, definitely. I mean, they've really.
Also, NECA released just like last month, like a two-figure set of Nubbins and the Hitchhiker from the first one, like a double pack.
That's kind of cool. I mean, you know, I guess essentially though they're the same character. So I
See it?
mean,
Oh no, it was a
oh,
skull
it's
with a
a
bunch of bones to make it look like a squid or something.
yeah. I I love this reaction. Like, do I go up? Do I go down? It's like, no, I'll just stand here.
They're just
It's like,
carrying Nubbins for the hell of it.
yeah, it's just like this is what I do. Yeah, no, what I was saying was like like the grandmother that's up in the
I
top of
don't
the
remember the
mountain,
grandmother
right at the very end when she
doing
goes
the
up to the
dance.
yeah, like they have like a dead grandmother up there, and what's kind of weird is the fact it seems to move at some point. So I don't know if she's supposed to be alive.
Or if it was just a mess up from the
Yeah,
cast.
yeah, I don't know. Like we'll see when it gets to it, but it's kind of I love that. Well, did you or didn't you? Like, no, no, yes, no, yeah, go check it out. Namland. Oh man,
I like how the thing is though, Chop Top and Leatherface could kill this dude at any time.
in a heartbeat. I love using him as a puppet. That's awesome. Yeah, they could, but let's
Did
be
you just see
honest.
the chainsaws revving and the chain ain't moving?
I didn't notice it, unfortunately. Get a bit of a closer look, perhaps. I love this scene simply because they went to
Oh,
the trouble
Franklin.
of bringing Franklin with them.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. I think
Oh,
Franklin's the most annoying character. And with the flashlight,
yeah.
I think he's the most annoying character in horror history.
I'm gonna go one further. I'm putting him on the most annoying in film history. Period.
You may be right. I don't remember
Because
a more annoying character.
I know it's like he was written purely to be like the annoying little shit that gets chainsawed.
Oh yeah, isn't this revealed that Franklin was his like nephew or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it.
That is cool they did tie it in like that. I forgot
Yeah,
all about it.
they can't do this. It's like, well, they've been doing it for a hell of a long time. I just want to know why the hell they brought him with them.
And what's the point of all these beams if it don't hold? It don't
I
seem
don't.
to do anything.
I know. It's like, I guess he's, not a structural engineer, so he's just like, I'll cut everything I come across. And I found that funny also that the flashlight still worked.
Oh yeah, but it dies out right when he turns it on.
Yeah.
There's another wheelchair. in
There
that
he
film.
is. Or is it? Do they just like cutting up people in wheelchairs? I don't know. I mean, or is that supposed to be Franklin again?
I don't think so. I heard they went to like thrift stores all around Texas and bought all these lamps.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a hell of a lot easier than making them.
Oh yeah, you could probably buy them for $1 a piece back then or something.
Yeah. There we go. Finally, he cut something important. It took him a while, but he
I
did.
honestly don't remember what happens to Dennis Hopper. I know he doesn't make it out. I don't
Yeah.
remember how he dies, though. Do you see the dude on the piano?
Yeah.
Another wheelchair victim.
I know. So it's like, holy crap. It's like, what are they? They're like,
I love that sunbathers. It makes me wonder if they
oh,
died
man.
in the bathing suit or if they
Put them in it
purposely...
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly makes you wonder. I mean,
Oh, I love that.
yeah. It's like, I always thought it would have been funny, like if he, cut the light and got electrocuted.
You know what I've noticed about this movie, too? Instead of changing masks like the first one, he
Yeah.
seems to change outfits a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, well, I guess also though, it's such like an iconic looking mask in this one.
And from
That,
this distance, you could definitely cut her. You know what I mean?
yeah. You gotta love this. He's too busy trying to bring the place down that he doesn't look to see.
I know.
He could have
And
totally
he missed
just,
his chance of actually killing Leatherface.
yeah.
Oh, I do remember the showdown. Yeah. I don't remember exactly how Dennis Hopper dies, but I remember that awesome showdown.
Yeah.
The chainsaw to the gut.
Yeah. That's a great shot. To this day, I've never really figured out how they did it.
What, the chainsaw to the gut?
Yeah. I mean,
think...
the fact that it's still going. I mean, obviously it's a prosthetic, but
I think maybe, like, you know how, I actually don't know. I think they probably added, like, a side to the gut, you know what I mean? To go through the prosthetic, like, right next to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that a mouth on his neck? On Leatherface's neck? On the mask?
Maybe. I think I remember seeing some stuff like that. I'll have to see again if they do another close-up. Still carrying around nubbins.
Yeah. I love that he's like shouting at her about like like the money aspect of everything, and it's like
I don't know. Oh yeah, I see the mouth right near the neck, yeah.
Yeah. I love that reaction with the eyes like, oh crap. They figured out I didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Man, the looks Jim Seidow gives are hilarious. You remember the first one? Where at the end they keep cutting to Jim Seidow just like looking weird, and then he just starts laughing.
Yeah.
And then it'll cut to him like looking all weird again, and then he'll just start laughing again. SCEX.
Just added an extra letter just for the hell of it. You should have asked me. I'll tell you all about
anything about it.
Yeah. I always wonder, like,
Is he supposed to be the dad? Is that what he is?
That's what I was wondering. I don't know. I mean, I know in
You almost get the feeling like they're all brothers.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like in the Leatherface one they've done recently, the origin.
I still haven't seen that.
It's actually better than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Simply because, well, the thing is, it's a pretty decent like serial killer origin movie.
Do you get any chainsaw action or no?
Yeah, there are some chainsaw scenes. The thing is, I just think with it, it doesn't make a good like Texas Chainsaw prequel.
Yeah.
But it makes a good introduction to like a serial killer.
Don't give it away, the ending away, but is it shocking who Leatherface ends up being?
It kind of is. I mean, you expect it to be one person through the entire thing, and then when it turns out to who it is, you're kind of like, well, damn. It seems to come right out of left field.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it just because of that.
Yeah, it's worth seeing. It's like,
And the Blu-ray, I think, is like $15 here.
yeah, at that
I
price,
love this chair with a passion.
yeah. I like the fact also that they tied her up.
Oh yeah.
Because in the first one they nailed the hands down and everything. It
And
was
you know
more
what's more
brutal.
crazy is it's one thing to have your hands just tied, but to have them tied to the table too.
Yeah, I know. It's like adding insult to injury there. Like, not only are you not going anywhere, you were sticking you to the table as well.
And another thing too I like about this is the way it's set up is like an actual feast. Like
Yeah,
plates of the corn and all that, where the first one,
yeah,
remember they all just had little plates with like barely any food on it?
yeah. One thing I've also noticed though, like with the first Texas Chainsaw, is they never actually go into detail about them being like cannibals or anything.
Yeah.
Where in this one, it's very obvious.
Oh
They're
yeah.
killing people and they're eating them. Where in the first, it's just kind of like, are they actually eating them or are they just like killing people because they're there? You know,
Yeah.
it's hinted at, but never really
There's the
given.
trophy. Hey, real
Yeah,
quick, are you able to look up the budget and what this made theatrically?
yeah, I think I can do that.
I'm just curious if it
Um,
made its money back. I'm sure it did make its money back theatrically.
I would assume so. I mean,
Just out of people. I love that rocket with the skeleton on it.
yeah, yeah, that's
Because that's like a famous image. Someone
yeah,
riding the rocket.
yeah,
I
from
think it's from Doctor Strangelove.
yeah, yeah. What I find really kind of funny also is the fact that in the first movie, they had like all the like furniture and everything made of dead people and stuff. But in this one, they've gone they've gone like home and design.
I know. I think
You know,
it's actually grotesque, but it's actually like really stunning looking.
it is. I mean, well, it's the sort of
They
thing. I
had like
mean,
feathers and all that kind of stuff. Even Grandpa's wheelchair.
yeah. I mean, and it's the sort of thing. I mean, something can be grotesque and still be beautiful, right? So,
Yeah.
and it's kind of neat. Okay, TCM2.
I think Grandpa looks better and a lot more better in this than he did in the first one.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So the budget was 4.7 million.
So a lot more than the first one.
And the box office was 8 million.
So it made double its money.
Yeah,
And I'm sure it exploded VHS rental sales.
I
Or
think,
rental.
yeah, I think that was where it really hit its stride. Because hell, I remember when it came out on VHS. I remember seeing, you know, it as a new release as a kid, and just seeing that cover
Did you
with
see this in theaters or no?
no, I was too young for that, unfortunately. Yeah, the only one of the sort of like the originals that I saw in theater was I saw part 4.
Were you disappointed at the time or did you actually dig it back then?
I was disappointed at the time.
I just
You
always
know,
thought that movie was boring. Like brutal to get through.
yeah. I mean, I literally saw it on Halloween.
That'd be
It
pretty
was
cool though.
it was kind of neat to see it on how I love that. Like what you doing there? Like, no, it's fine,
The
it's
rat
okay.
coming out
Like,
the chili cup.
yeah, they don't care. It's like okay, yeah, just cool it. Yeah, so if all three are brothers, who and that's like their grandfather, who's the father?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're supposed to believe Drayton's the father.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, it could be. I don't. It never goes into. Then again, we're assuming they're related.
Yeah, I have no idea.
They could just be a bunch of crazies that all got together.
Uh, I think they are related though.
I,
You know
yeah,
what's
I mean,
bizarre is the
ugh,
remake, they could change the name completely, like to Hewitt.
yeah,
In the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, were they called the Sawyers? Or did they
I
not say?
I don't think they even actually had a name. I think it was, just all,
See,
they were,
someone in this set liked Big Red. Because see
yeah,
Nubbins holding.
yeah, yeah, and the
You know what's
grandpa,
funny about the grandpa character?
yeah,
Both of them, it's a young person in makeup. Like, I wonder why they didn't just get an old person.
yeah, it makes you wonder. It really does.
And I don't
I,
understand like what's supposed to be wrong with him. You know what I mean?
I think he's just like 137 or something. I think he's just really old.
Like, look at his fingers.
Yeah.
I do like this grandpa a lot better than the first one.
Yeah. Well, this one actually seems to do stuff.
Yeah.
Well, like, I just love this. Like, he's like, okay, here, have a hammer and a ladle. He's like, oh, okay.
What the
Oh,
hell's
it's
the
a
ladle
hammer
gonna do?
now. Like, I know what to do with these. With this, I
Isn't that
think.
annoying how he keeps dropping it though?
Yeah.
Like you're not even there, but it's just like that would be so annoying.
Yeah, you just want to damn it, man. I mean, he's not even close, really.
He does look badass though.
Yeah, it's good makeup. Well, I mean, that's always been Tom Savini's
Doesn't it
thing.
look like? Oh, I was just gonna say it looks like Creep Show too, but Tom
Yeah,
Savini did that makeup too.
yeah. That's
Because
the
remember
thing.
the creep or whatever in Creep Show 2 with the truck? Oh, I love that with the hanger.
Oh,
Same hanger Chop Top was picking his skin
oh,
with.
the drool. Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing. Tom Savini has always been about, making things look realistic.
Yeah, well, didn't he say he wanted it to look as real as the war?
Yeah, essentially, if it couldn't give him the same feelings that he saw when he saw the real thing, he wasn't doing his job right.
Yeah.
And, it makes sense.
I've always wondered, speaking of Tom Savini, I always wondered what was up with him and his son, because hasn't he said multiple times he's not in good terms with his son, but he takes care of the grandson?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think maybe
The
it's
son must
just...
be drugs or something.
It could...
Because I think I
could
heard
be.
Tom Savini was never there. But
Yeah,
then
well,
again, I heard he brought the kid on set a lot too and stuff. I love
yeah,
that lamp there made out of the faces on the left.
yeah.
I almost want one for my room.
I know. Those are kind of like... They're the sort of thing. They're the thing horror fans we dig. We see something like that and we're like, that's cool.
Oh,
But
if a
some
girl
people...
came and saw it, they'd be horrified.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's totally a mouth.
Yeah, ears too. You see
And
the
ears, yeah. Yeah,
Almost forgot
there's...
about Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. I don't know why he's singing. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do, but
Something about the sheep or something, right?
yeah, some
And
like
I think Chop Top starts singing along too.
yeah. I just love this. You boys should never been doing this. Boys. What the hell is going on? The American way of entering
Isn't this the image that was on the cover of the VHS too? Didn't they reissue the VHS and it had
Yeah,
Dennis Hopper on the cover? It was more generic looking.
yeah. It was not a good cover. That's something I've always thought. Like when you have a really iconic poster art or cover, why would you mess around with changing it up?
I know. You know exactly what cover art I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the one where he's like just stood there like with the chainsaw.
Yeah, they used that on the VHS and DVD for a while.
Yeah, and it's like what?
And then remember the DVD cover they used for the gruesome edition?
Yeah.
The worst cover art. It's like they were trying to do Saw.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm the Lord of the Harvest.
yeah. Who's that? No food bunch. I love that because I think he honestly thinks, that he's doing nothing wrong, and he's just like an honest everyday businessman, and the man is screwing him over. It's like, oh.
Do you think Dennis Hopper was? I love that. You
I
think
love that
Dennis
because
Hopper was on drugs during this?
you know, honestly, it wouldn't hurt.
He had to have been doing coke or something. I mean,
Yeah.
I also wonder if they had air conditioning on this set.
Uh,
I mean, I
I
doubt it.
no, I seem to remember them saying like in the one of the commentaries that it was a really hot set, or that might have been commentary on the first
I
movie.
know in the first one they said it was brutally hot.
Yeah. I mean,
But I know they built all this. I don't think they'd go through the time and effort to put AC in it, though.
probably not.
Because I think the Canon people were, like, notoriously cheap.
Yeah. I mean,
And think
that's
about it, all these lights and lamps, that would put off a lot of heat, too.
yeah, yeah. And here's Chop Top. This is
I
another
forgot this
scene.
whole cat and mouse type thing with them.
This is kind of like with the scene with JP where he's like hitting him with the hammer. You know, this
Oh,
coming up
yeah.
scene it has that same sort of like.
And how many times is he going to wave that thing over his head?
I know. It's like I love that. He's like, I'm gonna jump over it like nobody's business.
And you notice he's wearing a completely different outfit from when he was just chasing Caroline Williams down the hallway.
Yeah, it's like he got dressed up for dinner or something.
Drinking the Big Red.
And it's actually going up the straw. I love
know.
it. Small businessman. Always getting always gets it in the ass.
I don't think you'd, I mean, you'd be bleeding out for sure if someone just did that to you.
Yeah.
Think about how bad that would sting.
Yeah. I just love this reaction. Looks
There's like a
bad.
big ass wad of cash in his hand.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's this part here where he's like chasing her and he's like when
Yeah,
he's
he looks badass walking, crawling through that tunnel.
yeah.
Or not really crawling, running.
Yeah.
That reminds me of remember Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah.
With Scorpion scene?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the part coming up where when he's chasing her and he's slashing her with the razor.
Oh, we're
You
back?
know,
Kind of
yeah.
like what the Hitchhiker was doing in the first one?
Yeah, that's one of those scenes that
I love that.
yeah, there we go, right through. Maybe it's just
I
time
think
to
that's
shut
what it
down.
is they made his stomach bigger so they could, like, do the chainsaw through the side.
Yeah, because it's pretty damn cool that, you know, like the blade's still turning and stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious how cut this movie was in the UK. That's like that.
Yeah, I'm quite sure in the UK. Yeah, like look at that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I'm quite sure in Britain and everything that this was cut to hell.
And I also like how in the first one the grandpa could barely move.
Yeah, and
And
in
this
this
is like
he's
12 years later and he's getting up and walking.
I love that. It's like yeah, it's like a freaking samurai with two swords.
He couldn't even hold it up and he's gonna
Yeah. I just love their reaction, you know, when he throws the hammer.
a
Yeah,
grenade.
yeah, man.
Did this guy play in anything else? Or was
Uh,
he just Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I think he's done some other stuff. I can't quite remember what, but I, I mean, because he's a pretty decent actor.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to just cast him as like the southern hillbilly part, though. I mean,
Yeah.
he just has that look.
Oh,
I mean, could you imagine how bad these outfits must have reeked?
oh yeah. Oh, I that there. I mean, let's be honest. That would have killed him.
Oh, yeah.
Electrocuting his head. Oh, exit. EXIT.
You know what? I actually like Caroline Williams a lot. I wish she played in a lot more stuff. I mean, I think just this and
Oh,
like Leprechaun 3,
yeah. Oh,
Chainsaw to the Ass again.
yeah. And
I think Chop Top's actually really menacing in this scene.
yeah. And again, it's just like the slashing at her with like a razor and everything. It's just such a I don't know. There's just something about it, like that scene with JP and the hammer. It's just kind of like brutal to watch.
Yeah. This, what do you think of the endings? Well, we'll talk about it when we get to it, I guess.
Yeah. Just whooping
See,
his ass.
this whole set here brings it, like, makes me realize it's a canon film again.
Yeah.
Just because it has, like, it's just like a cheap set, almost, this
Yeah.
part here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that there, just
I know.
slashing away. It's like,
Especially the
oh.
calves.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe it's because, like I said with the JP scene, like everyone's hit their thumb with a hammer at some point,
Yeah.
you know? And everyone's like cut themselves with a knife, by accident for whatever reason, so we
Oh,
all
here's what you
know
were
that.
talking about.
Yeah, with the grandmother. Now she is
Man,
quite
she looked
dead.
huge. It looks like, oh my god. Was it Evil Dead 2? Or,
Yeah,
I mean, like a Deadite.
yeah. Now you see, it's quite obvious she is dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but when she gets the chainsaw away, just look, it's like she's moving around. I don't know whether it's like she's supposed to be somewhat alive or whether it's
There's
just
no
like
way it could be alive.
I wouldn't think so, but it's just kind of one of those scenes. Like, is it just supposed to be like, like she's just kind of gone crazy? You hog bitch.
When do you see it move?
um, After she gets the chains, I love that. The
That
like,
spinning thing?
yeah, like
With
the
the
skulls with like,
spines?
I don't know if those are hands on those skulls or whether they're feet. I think they're feet.
Maybe. That's crazy, slicing his own neck.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, you want to do that? I'm fine with that. Just go ahead.
Isn't it crazy that Rob Zombie didn't direct this just with the way he talks, like hog bitch and
Yeah,
dog dick and all that?
yeah, it totally feels like a Rob Zombie movie. Now, just watch when she gets the saw. See when he runs over to her and like,
Oh, yeah.
you
What the
see?
hell? Yeah,
See,
that's
I
weird.
don't know. Is she supposed to be alive,
It's
or is it
gotta
just
be.
like,
There's no other...
or is it just the body falling, or what?
I don't know. It looked like it was...
I don't know.
And he just said you killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah. It's like, oh. I love his reaction as soon as the chainsaw starts. He's just like, whoa, 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 okay, I'm out of here.
What's crazy, this movie isn't scary in the least bit, but it's just like
Yeah,
pretty intense.
yeah,
I wonder if that was that had to be in the stunt double.
it must have been.
See, I don't know what to think of that.
All I can think is like, the idea like she's broken.
Yeah, it's so
Like
weird.
everything she's seen, she's like completely broken at this point.
Jeez, well, I guess they did it with the first one, just ended it with, like, it just cutting off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun movie.
Yeah, I completely, you always have a fun time watching this movie.
Oh yeah, it goes good. It's perfect to go into after watching the first one, just because they're
It's
so
such a
different.
change. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
not
that
like you can get
cut
bored.
right manager. Yuppie.
Yeah. What's funny,
Gourmet
what's
yuppie.
awesome, what I love about this movie or this edition, they actually
Yeah.
have an interview with the yuppies.
Yeah. I think that's just, well, they're kind of like iconic.
Yeah.
They're like some of the most deserved kills in the movie, I should say.
Yeah, and that's what I love about Scream Factory is just that they went through the effort to get interviews with them, where most,
Yeah.
you know, nobody would bother to get them.
No, and let's be honest. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is, I don't want to say like a budget title, but it's for years you've been able to buy it for like,
Oh
like
yeah,
$5 and like the $5 and $10
the
bin
MGM
things.
the MGM Gruesome edition was like 788 in Walmart bins for
Yeah,
years.
so I guess maybe Scream Factory, I guess their thought is, if we're gonna ask people to pull out money again, we got to make sure
Well,
we
this
give
movie
them
has
their
such
money's worth.
devoted fans. This thing was one of their best sellers. I know the
Yeah,
poster you get for pre-ordering
yeah.
sold out like it was their quickest selling poster.
Well, it's a really nice looking cover too. So
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I've heard a lot of people say that that art's their favorite Scream Factory art.
yeah. Well, it's just really kind of classy.
Yeah. What's your
You know.
favorite Scream Factory art?
Ah, ooh, that's a bit of a tough one. I mean, I like the Texas Chainsaw 2, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just trying
definitely
to
a top
think.
five. My favorite's from the
Yeah,
same artist, the guy who did Black Christmas.
yeah,
I love that Black Christmas art, just the colors they use, the black and everything.
yeah. I mean, they definitely know how to do good covers for the most part,
Yeah,
but they have one artist,
yeah.
and you know the one I'm talking about, the one who did the
The speech,
Species
oh
cover.
god. Then Drag Me to Hell and Land of the Dead and Dawn of
Yeah,
the Dead. That's the most simplistic. It's like how
I'm
comic books look now.
yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with simplistic art. You can totally
I love that chainsaw revving right
yeah.
at the
Just at
end.
the end there, that's great. You can get away with simplistic art and everything as long as it fits with what you're doing.
Yeah, well, Suspiria is the best uh, example of that. The original artwork for Suspiria, just a woman with the blood.
Yeah. Oh, you saw at Grindhouse, eh? He's got T-shirts of that in.
I know they don't got my size though.
Oh man. Yeah, that I remember.
That
I
was a
saw the
beautiful shirt though.
yeah. And did you see the red deep red one?
Yeah,
That's quite nice too.
none of that Suspiria one though was. I love that simplistic design.
Yeah, and it works with the movie and everything. A,
You know
a
what's
movie like
ridiculous after
this.
you watch this movie, seeing that, the bottom corner, seeing that original poster art with them, like the Breakfast Club,
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
looks ridiculous.
yeah. But it completely fits, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You
just
know?
nubbins.
Yeah. Just. Oh man, it tells you exactly what type of movie you're gonna see.
Oh yeah.
You know? Yeah, that art when it came out on VHS originally and had that art, I always used to see it in the video stores, and I
Yeah.
always used to think like, damn, like that looks kind of good.
You know what I love is the color scheme of it too. Like a soft purple.
Yeah, yeah. It's an iconic cover to say the least. Did you
Yeah.
ever see the I think it was the UK cover?
Are you
It
talking about
had
the
like
arrow one?
I'm not sure, like the theatrical poster. I think it was in the UK they had it. It was like a painted poster of like Leatherface like cutting through a door.
Open it. Is it the disc art for the MGM disc on this release?
Let me take a look.
Because I know it's him cutting through a door on this disc.
Yeah, yeah, it's that art.
Yeah.
that was a pretty good piece of art as well, but it was a bit more like on the horror side
Yeah.
as opposed to the. Because let's be honest, this movie essentially is a horror comedy.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can't
You
sell
know?
this as a horror movie.
No, I mean, and honestly, if you were to put Texas Chainsaw 1 and Texas Chainsaw 2 back to back, like in like a double feature, it would feel wrong.
Yeah.
It feels right watching it as part of like the series and everything. But like say, there was like a theater that was showing both of them back to back. I just wouldn't feel right, I don't think.
Yeah, I'd love to be in a theater full of people who haven't seen this one. And
Oh yeah.
only saw the first one just to see what people's first reaction of just how goofy it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. I mean, I can understand why someone wanting a sequel to the first one would come into this and could be disappointed.
Yeah.
I can see that argument, but also I kind of think of it kind of like Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
They just went in a completely almost different direction.
But Aliens still was serious. It ain't get goofy as hell.
That's true, but it went from like a old dark house to like Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Went with a completely different style and it ended up working. It's the same kind of with this, they went from nasty, almost found footage type nastiness to something honestly pretty funny.
Yeah.
I know Tobe Hooper always said that the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a comedy.
I know he said he thought he didn't understand why people didn't see the humor in it.
Yeah, but
I don't see it though.
I don't either. I mean, well, except for Franklin getting taken out in his wheelchair. That was kind of funny.
What was he thinking? Making his sister push him through the woods in a wheelchair? I mean, come on. If I was Marilyn Burns, I'd be like, come on, dude, for real.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, his character, there's pretty much never been a character like that I've cheered as much as when he got cut in half.
Oh yeah, because he's just helpless. He's just sitting there, and Leatherface just starts sawing into his gut.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, you don't feel bad about it.
Oh, not at all.
I mean, like when you watch like Friday the 13th Part 2, where the guy in the wheelchair and that gets the axe to the head.
Oh, yeah.
You feel kind of bad for him because he was, kind of an interesting person and everything. But
wasn't
Franklin,
about to get laid in Friday the 13th too.
Yeah.
Where Franklin had no chance at all.
No chance. And, and he was just, you just wanted to see him bite it.
Oh, yeah.
And you were happy when he did.
But yeah, let's end our first commentary here.
Yeah.
It actually went by a lot quicker.
It did.
But anyways, this is Corey's Crypt.
This is BDG Reviews.
Peace.
Peace.